Hey guys, you are now tuned in into the Sanford podcast for the culture. So I need you to stop scrolling, open up your eye, and tune in.
You got me in a vendetta kind of mood. You tell the angels in heaven you never seen evil so singularly personified as you did in the face of the man who killed you.
Nah, man, nah. Fuck that. We just gonna take that shit straight from the fucking top. Yeah, nah. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna catch you later. Check it. Yo, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 15. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new to the show, this is the Sanford podcast, and this is for the culture. This is the community for the thinkers, doers, creatives, and the entrepreneurs. And I'm your host, Kanai. But yeah, other than that, man, I think I've talked about this or grazed over this topic in a previous episode, but in fact, I should have been able to pull that up for you, but nonetheless, I glazed over this in a previous episode. I was just pretty much talking about dealing with the state, what's going on with the culture now, the atmosphere of what's going on. I mean, is it possible? I think I've seen like attempts of it. It's a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of talent. It's definitely a lot of talent out there. But for the most part, I always ask myself, is it even possible or even remotely close? Could there ever be another golden era in hip hop again? And I know this can come down to, this is a very, very opinionated based topic. But it's a good discussion. It's a good discussion that can probably, influence the culture of hip hop, so we can see more different things and hear more different things, So it's only a handful of artists that I like that, and don't get me started, because probably all the artists I'm gonna state to you is more likely going to be probably Tauruses anyway. But nonetheless, but other than that, it's just, I look at it and I'm like, is this even possible? Like, because don't get me wrong, like it's good music out there. Like it's good music. It's just the fact that you still have a great number of people doing the same thing though. Like there needs to be there could be more diversity. And I feel like hip hop is starting to like open its channels to different types of music. And the reason I say that is because, I'm gonna use them as an example. And, but like, I don't think that nobody would really actually think that they can get into like a rockish hip hop kind of vibe. In fact, I think it's been going on. It's just been sprinkled so lightly. But this kid, you already know who it is, the kid that, 6'9", he's over here, influencing things on that kind of level in terms of bringing that kind of, introducing that kind of music. And it's very thick, and, shouts to him, for succeeding and his successes in terms of what he's accomplished so far with that. and oh yeah, that's right. Shit, he's a Taurus. But yeah, nonetheless, nonetheless, it's like this is also, I see a lot of creativity too. Like also, whenever I'm online, I try to see all the different types of creative things that's going on. For those who don't know, you know, I'm on the channel of the Sanford podcast on IG, and I also have another account called Tribe Called 13. A Tribe Called 13 is more coherent to artists and artistry, and I would say that the Sanford podcast is more towards like, you know, I say like business, definitely business. I'm trying to get a little techie on there, and definitely more towards like personal development, because keeping the mental on point is a given. So I'm trying to, you know, tailor that account to suit that pretty much. So, but yeah. But other than that, man, I just wanted to know. My first question I had was like, why is it that people of color only have a voice through hip hop? Like, why not other channels? Like, why is it like certain athletes and entertainers are opening lanes to show people the opportunities or expose them to what's possible and what's, you know, and that's what they are just showing, just let alone what they have in secrecy. So yeah, for instance, I was sort of fucked up there because I'm over here reading off my phone. But yeah, that's no here there to say is that yeah, when people expose and show themselves as like having specific different types of opportunities and things like that, showing you what's possible, that's dope. They just showing you what you're capable of doing because they did it themselves. Like, you gotta like really switch your perspective on things. Try not to like look at things like, yo, yeah, that's good for them, and oh, I wonder if they part of the Illuminati, or I wonder who they had to fuck to get this, or any stupid kind of negative thought. Like, try to like really look at things on more through a positive lens, and I'm like, yo, the world be so much more better. But just having that kind of perspective, and even that perspective was heavily influenced during that golden era as well of hip hop. Like, there were so many different types of groups out. There were so many different types of artists, and everybody was having everybody had their own style. Everybody was promoting their own message. This at a time going from like the mid 80s going into like the mid 90s, they considered this to be like the golden age of hip hop. I would say around within that time span. There was a lot of good freaking music out for the good 10-year run. Straight heat, straight haymakers. But nonetheless, people feel like, I think that some people feel like that diversity has greatly fell off because the kind of message and the message that's changed over the years, and things that came out and things that what people represent, because people gonna, you know, bring that message. People have different songs, you know, people have different you know what I mean, different messages at the end of the day, because not everybody really comes from the same hood, so to say, or the same environment. But nonetheless, that does play I guess that does play a heavy role in your music, you know. But I'm pretty sure there's other things that people can also be talking about as well. But nonetheless, yeah, like, why is it that we feel like, you know, that hip hop, it seems like it just became our only channel to speak, because you got people who are using hip hop to promote, you know, their good messages and things like that. But see, it seems like that's the only time when people actually give it some kind of consideration. I don't know why. I don't know. I guess it's just my perspective or my opinion about how I see certain things. I feel like sometimes like people are not even taking, like, certain people are not even taken seriously when they go and jump on other people's networks and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It's just strange. It's just some strange shit going on out here. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like it's very important that, you know, there needs to be more people coming out and developing their own platforms. Just like I see a big burst of blacks now having their own podcast. I fucking love seeing that. Building your own base. It's all about really just establishing and building your own base in terms of, you know, having your own platform so you can say what the hell you want to say and speak your message and whatever it is that you stand behind. You get to represent that completely and fully at your own dispense and at your own disclosure on your own platform. I mean, you doing that. So kudos to you, man, straight up. You know what I mean? That's really putting yourself out there. You putting yourself out there for the criticism. You putting yourself out there for everything that comes with that. So you have to endure all that smoke that comes with the job. I mean, but it's a good road to have, you know, and it's a good base for, you know, other things that could probably develop more so into the future for you. But that is extremely important. Okay. So yeah. So like, do you think it's like important? Do you feel like right now in hip hop, and I feel like it was important at one point. In fact, it was important for me at one point, like early 2000s, early 2000s. I think I really did care about bars and lyrics. I think I've been raised that way. So, like for right now, I feel like the music today, the environment today, you know, and I think a lot of people can agree with this, like you just have to have a real good hook and a good fucking beat. People don't really care about what the fuck you really saying in your verses too much, unless it's really catchy. If it's some catchy shit, it'll click to people. But other than that, if it sound like smoke, nah, niggas will just listen to your hook and that beat and just fall in love with that shit. People are not really too invested into the music no much. People don't really have their hearts in it too much, because it's a lot of disappointments. And you know what I mean, some people are not really being consistent with putting out the substance, you know. But you know, like all things, it's an art, you know, and art does have its pitfalls, and it has its, you know, it has its hype, it has its moments, it has its cloud nine kind of moments as well. So it's very interesting because that can really shape out the reputation of a specific kind of genre. But yeah, like I just want to know, like, do you feel like lyricism is important still? Like, do you feel like it holds some kind of meaning? Do you feel like it has it keeps people in you know, in tune with the song? Do you feel like there's any place left for lyricism based upon what I said, you know, previously? Like, yeah, because nowadays I feel like people are just really rocking and listening to the beat and fucking falling in love with the fucking hook, and the beat, and you straight. I think I've even succumbed to that. That's why I feel like I can relate to that, because I'm like, yo, yeah. And I see a lot of people doing the same shit. They don't really give a fuck about the verse too much. Depending on the artist. If you like a deep thinker kind of artist, you're like, nah, let me really listen to what he's saying. Because you have certain artists that tailor to specific types of things for that individual, whatever you know, whatever it is that you're into. See, music can be very uplifting, it can be healing, but then also music can be very destructive, unfortunately. So it's like Mother Nature. It's its own force right now. All right, music has always been its own force. It's sound. Nobody can control sound. Right? It just happens. Just like you hearing me right now, that's the sound of my voice. There's a force behind it, though. It just happens. So, but yeah, it just got a little weird. So yeah, what's going on with Damn, why did I have this guy as a fucking topic? I didn't want to talk about this guy, man. Oh, because I don't think I want to talk about it, because I seen a few videos. I ran into a few videos about him on YouTube, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on with this cat? And like, it's like no gossip shit. Like, it's just some real shit that's really happened though. But Big Mensa, man, what's going on? Well, yo, bro. Like, the fact that, you know, I understand, like, you want to stand strong behind, you know, you don't want to support any domestic abusers and anything like that. I feel you on that, but bruh, you got some strikes on your paper, bruh. Seems like you can relate to them shoes. Like you've definitely been in them shoes before. Nonetheless, yeah, we don't need to get into all that. It's just, come on, man. That didn't make any kind of sense after that. So now it's like, were you really clout chasing? What the fuck is going on? Anyway, but yeah, I just want to get past that because it's really stupid. Some shit that we need to talk about, man. We in the golden age of creators, but there's some shit that we need to address. There's just some shit that we need to talk about. One thing I didn't understand is something that, came across my attention, that was brought to my attention, actually. And then I looked a little bit further more into the situation, and I just kept scratching my head, trying to get some kind of understanding, trying to get some comprehension as to why this person will make this motherfucking move the way they just did. Like, really? Why? What? Really, I'm really trying to understand, Ja. That's right. You're holding up some music. You're holding up some music that you got with Kalani, featuring Kalani. Okay, it's one of my favorite artists. Shouts out to Kalani. Keep working. Keep putting out them bangers. But yeah, Ja, don't hold up no music that you got with Kalani because you try and get your followers up, bro. You're saying that you're not going to release no music until you can until you hit 1 million? Now you're going to hold up some music because you want 1 million subscribers? Come on, bro. Come on, man. I was, not too long ago, there were some good things that I knew about you that was going on, and I think that it is still going on. Ja's, he's got a lot of things going on with him. He's definitely flexing it. He's trying to be he's an entrepreneur. He's getting into a lot of ventures. He's making some moves. He's making some moves. He's staying pretty busy, but I don't understand this kind of move right here. I feel like this is a cry for attention, bro. Come on, bro. We don't need to do this, bro. Please don't do this, bro. Come on, man. Just focus on what you know, what you do best. Focus on what you need to do best, and the results and everything else should follow. If people fuck with it, they fuck with it. If not, then try to find a way to constantly keep reinventing yourself. You're a throwback, bro. You had hits back in the day. Everybody knows. You had mad hits, bro. But nonetheless, my G, listen to me. Just stick to what you know best. Do what you need to do. And if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. And everything else is going to fucking follow. That's just what it is. Bro, you don't need to be holding up no music, bro. Okay? And, oh yeah. Damn, these next 2 topics, so. I'm gonna get into it. So, I need to ask y'all a question. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, of course, give you my insight. But I want y'all to really give some thought to this. I'm probably gonna make some posts about it, whatever the case may be. But listen to me. Do y'all feel that Drake is the gatekeeper of hip-hop? This is crazy. Yo, listen, again, I'm gonna repeat myself one more time. Do y'all feel that Drake is the gatekeeper of hip-hop? Do you? I mean, like, I was looking at something earlier. And it was showing all the hits that he came with out this year, and I think it was like he almost came to like close to like 20 bangers. I think he almost dropped like close to like 20 bangers. So, a lot of collabs. Some of them were definitely some collabs, but some of them collabs with some of the people that Drake sort of like put on a little bit, I guess, and now they're a big name. They doing what they doing. They got some. Yo, listen, this is very interesting. I'm looking at things and I'm like, But really, I want to ask you a question. Do y'all feel like Drake is the gatekeeper of hip hop? He has the power to really influence people's careers, put them on. Does he have the power to also destroy careers? Can you say that he really controls hip hop? Does Drake control hip hop? Is he the gatekeeper of hip hop? Please, I need to know. I need to know what y'all really think about this. I'm definitely gonna make some posts. I'm gonna definitely do a post on both sides. But yeah, I want y'all to go ahead and give that some thought. Another thing. This has always been a constant theme. This is something that's always been talked about. It's been talked about ever since his untimely departure. When I mean untimely departure, because the way he left. When I mean the way he left, left this planet, the way he passed away. But there's still a lot of talks and rumors about Tupac. I want to know, why people, still talk about this. Do they feel like he's really still alive? There's a lot of things that's out there. There's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of rumors out there. There's a lot of people that's pulling up this, saying that, they're trying to say that this is, evidence. There's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of things that's proven, that this man could be possibly still alive. And, people going to have their thoughts, and people want to have how they feel about this. But, I want to ask y'all, why do y'all feel like this is definitely a recurring theme? What is it, that is keeping this, Biggie and Pac, what's keeping, them going to be, of course, they're going to be the talk of hip hop regardless, and the way things have happened between them, the deaths behind them and things like that. But, yeah. What do y'all feel? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like, it's just an unsettled matter that people just can't come to grips with? Or do you feel like there is something more behind it? Do you feel like there is a possibility that he's still alive? If so, I would definitely like to know. You can let us know. The Sanford Podcast on IG, or Tribe Called 13 on IG as well. Either channel, don't matter. One account, don't matter. But yeah, nonetheless, do y'all feel like he's possibly still alive? Next topic, this is very different, and I'm not too sure people know what's going on. But, the legalization of cannabis in Canada, like, this is pretty big. Now the whole Canada has legalized this on a recreational level. The whole Canada. So now, like, you can really go up there and just woohoo. Yeah. This is very big, you know what I mean? And I had to ask myself, like, what does this mean for hip hop? What kind of opportunities does this mean for hip hop? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, but it's something I want to look up, and I probably gonna have to research a little further more. I didn't know I was gonna bring this guy up, but Gucci Mane. I think Gucci Mane's tied up into that. As we're talking right now, I'm looking up on my phone to see if I can get any information on that, because I think he does have something involved, because I was reading an article on Fast Company. And I think I came across Gucci Mane's name, dealing with something in Canada, dealing with that whole legalization process. I think he has something to deal with that. Bear with me for a moment. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I see a lot of people, that's another thing, a lot of people's busting a lot of moves out here. Thanks Gucci Mane for making weed legal in Canada on, see, yep, I found it. Canadian Gucci Mane fans celebrate weed legalization on 10/17. Hold on. What day? See, it just happened not too long ago. 10/17. It happened this month. Marijuana's going to change everything. Oh yeah, this is coming from Noisy. This is noisy, noisy.vice.com. All right. So marijuana is going to change everything in Canada. So let's celebrate the legendary man who ushered it in. No, not Justin Trudeau. I hope I pronounced his name correct. Today's date is 10/17. This number is important for two reasons. First, recreational weed is officially legal in the great state of Canada. Everyone here was smoking doinks already, but now you can tweet at regional police accounts that you just picked up, and they legally have to reply with a fire emoji. The second reason 1017 is a special number is because of a 1017 Brick Squad, the Atlanta hip-hop label found by rapper, author, and motivational speaker Gucci Mane. These things are probably 100% related. Gucci Mane, along with past and present label signees like Waka Flocka Flame, Young Thug, Chief Keef, and others, caused Devil's Lettuce to become legal up here. Weed up here. I think Devil's Lettuce is a strand. It's got to be a strain or something like that, or whatever. Honestly, I can make whatever wild assertions I want because my editor is high as shit. The thing is, even though Vice and Noisy aren't known for weed-related content, if you read between the lines, okay, I guess that part ain't too important, but it's more to the article. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave a link. I got y'all. I'm gonna leave a link of this article in the show notes for y'all. I got y'all on that. All right, but yeah. So another thing, like, yeah, what do you think that means for hip hop? Like, do you think that it's possible that we can, you know, find a way to, you know, get our hands into that kind of pie? Has people started looking into how to own cannabis stock? Because that's another way you can make some kind of you know, some substantial, you know, residual income. I think that's called residual income. Is that residual income? Don't give me quoting this kind of stuff. Anyway, but it's a form of income for you. It's an investment that you're gonna make over time. It's gonna build over time. Blah, 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 blah. Hopefully people know how investments work. Okay, cool. But nonetheless, what I want to say also is I'm about to wrap this up pretty quickly for y'all. But yeah, do y'all feel like, you know, how does getting a little distracted. How do you feel like can you think minorities, do you think it's possible for minorities to get into the cannabis race? Do you feel like they can make themselves stakeholders in the cannabis race? Why not? It is very possible. Just like I think people should definitely be doing that as well. I feel like people, there's certain things that we should be looking into particularly. I feel like even though you should be able to explore anything, but there's certain like niches I feel that's just gonna dominate the fucking future. And I feel like if people of color had their face involved, it can make things, it can change the ball game. We need to change the ball game. We need a different image of us out there. We need different representation instead of what one country has shown the rest of the world for us to be. You know? But nonetheless, there are other sides to us. There are very beautiful sides to us. We have the power to create. And yes, we do have the power to destroy, just like any man or woman on the face of this planet. This is very important. Your image and what you represent and what you leave behind, your legacy, is what's going to continue and what's going to be a representation of what you was here and what you were about. It's time to stop playing the games. It's really trying to, like, let's get to it. Alright? But hopefully you enjoyed this episode. This is Kanai with the Sanford Podcast, and this is for the culture. This is the community for the thinkers, the doers, the creators, and the entrepreneurs. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day, your afternoon, or your evening, but live life to the fullest and on your terms. We out.